Today I messed up by shaving while drunk. This fuck up is a cautionary tale to all you out there to never shave while drunk. So last night I went out to get myself dinner because I didn't feel like cooking. There's a great tiki place around the corner from where I live. I'm just going to get one drink and some fried rice, I told myself. Well, I walk in and two of my friends are just sitting at the bar. Veiled that one drink rule went right out the window. After I get home I made the brilliant decision to drunk text this guy I met a couple weeks ago and had been texting. With my drunken courage I asked him out. He immediately called me and we set up a date for tonight. So after I hang up I've realized I made plans to meet him after I get out of work the following day. No time to shower before I meet him. Okay, well I need to take a shower now before I go to bed. While I'm in the shower, I realize I need to shave. Now ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not talking about my legs or armpits. I had done that the day before. No, I'm talking about my lady bits. Now, I haven't slept with anyone in 6 months. So it's gotten a bit unkempt down there. No need to keep that shit all trim and neat if I'm not actually showing it to anyone. So while in my inebriated state, I decided to trim and shave down there. Prep myself if things go really well tomorrow. Went to bed feeling pretty good about myself. I'm showered, newly trimmed and got a hot date with a fireman the next day. All is well. Fast forward to this morning. As I was getting ready, I got to actually see the amazing hack job I had down to more poor lady bits. And boy oh boy was it a doozy. Razor burn, couple of big cuts and not a very even shave. Definitely missed a few patches. I also shaved off way too much. So I've spent all day walking around with my underwear rubbing up against too much stubble, which is just such a great feeling. Please don't be like me. Don't drink and shave, good people. And certainly not on your lower bits. Today I messed up by accidentally saying I love you. I went on a first date with a guy a couple weeks ago that went well, but not a lot of sexual chemistry and I have a lot going on right now, so I was content never seeing him again. Fast forward to last week, he asks me to go do an athletic activity with him, and I thought alright, that will be our last date because I have a hard time continuing on with dating someone when nothing physical happens in the first 2 dates, and I don't see how the type of date he suggested would lead to that. Well, he ended up getting injured the day before the date and asked instead that we go out to eat. The restaurant closed and we went outside and were just standing by my car talking. He suggested we go somewhere else, maybe his place? Good boy, I thought. Sure, we can go to your place. We talked for a long time and no moves were made, and I'm awful at making the first move with a new person, so I wasn't one to judge, but I was a bit disappointed, and then I looked up and he kissed me. I was fully not expected to have sex on this date, but then he picked me up and I just sort of lost myself to the moment. And I had thought my previous partner was a good one, but this new man figured out in 20 minutes all the things my previous partner did throughout the entire course of the relationship. Definitely the best sex I ever experienced, and I thought first time sex is always kinda shitty based on my past experience. Anyway, I think he kind of awakened something in me because I have never booty called anyone, but I just needed it so badly. I hit him with the classic "can I come over?" text too late in the evening for my intention to be mistaken, and this time I was ready to just give myself over to the experience. I actually have never orgasmed with a partner and it finally happened. I was so euphoric I was almost like in a daze, and I found myself capable of things I was never good at, in this specific case, being on top. So I was riding him when he said, "Tell me you like bouncing on my dick," and I did, and he said whisper it in my ear, and so I leaned over and whispered it in his ear and we were making out, and then he started thrusting and I was like, okay, let me keep going with the whispering things. And so I said fuck me in his one ear and then went back to the other ear, and what I meant to say was I love your dick, but when I said I love you, a sudden dick thrust knocked me forward and I couldn't finish the sentence, so I panicked and just said normal volume, not in a sexy way at all, I love your dick, embarrassed smiley face. I'm so embarrassed, I don't know if I can go back. Today I messed up by falling asleep on my couch during long Zoom meeting and not turning off the camera. This happened Monday, after a long, fun, eventful weekend that afforded me little sleep. I had a 6-hour Zoom call for work that required me to do little besides listen from home. I think there were about 30 on the call, and I'm one of the minority of workers in my organization that actually turns the camera on out of respect for the speakers. In the afternoon, though, the boredom and lack of sleep overwhelmed me. I decided to turn off my camera and lie down for a bit, so I carried my laptop to the couch and perched it on the arm. Woke up almost an hour later to find only 6 people left in the Zoom room, and my camera on. Mortified, I left the call. Took me a few minutes to build up my courage to rejoin. If I didn't finish the call, I wouldn't get paid for the day, and I decided to just blame technical difficulties for logging off. When I rejoined, most of the participants were in breakout rooms, which is why there had been so few in the main room when I woke up. I quickly joined a room with my camera off. I used the Zoom blur background, so it's likely the only thing my colleagues saw were dark blurry shapes until I raised my head after waking up. But those in the room definitely saw me raise my sleepy head up from the couch because I saw it myself. Nobody addressed me, though, and there was no acknowledgement of my gaffe until the next day, when we were reminded to remain professional during the call, which was vague enough to give me pause. Today I messed up by telling my best friend I don't like her loser boyfriend. My best friend, Maria, has a BF, and I'll be honest, I haven't really liked him since I first met him. All he does is sit at home and smoke weed. While she has her problems, my Maria is extremely intelligent and hardworking, and has even picked up a part-time job alongside her studies. Maria's BF, on the other hand, has been in need for the better part of 2 years. On top of this, they go through a cycle where everything is great and lovely, then horrible and argumentative, then back again. I've spoken to him before and the conversation is decent and I'm having a hard time thinking of positive things to say about him. There's a lot more to why I dislike him, but I'll keep this short. One night we have a little evening together, and Maria breaks down. She starts crying, telling me how awful she feels in the relationship, about how badly they've been arguing, and about how much of a toll it has had on her mental health. I told her how highly I think of her and tried to assure her, but I definitely F you by being too blunt. I told a tearful Maria how much of a loser her BF is, how he has nothing going for him, how he looks like a Discord mod and how much better she can do. I asked her what she saw in him and she couldn't give me an answer. It might be worth adding that this was by no means the first time she confided in me with this type of complaint/information. Well, now I don't see her as much, and when I do it is never at her house. We never saw each other super frequently, but it's even less so now. Things between them are, you guessed it, great and lovely again. I still think he's a loser, but I'd gotta tell her that I don't mind conversing with him and getting to know him more. I've told her that I'd like to spend one-on-one time with him, but she never brought it up again. She mentions him sometimes in conversation, positively, as of late, and if she's happy, I'm happy for her. I hope she can tell me when/if things get bad again. I wish I saw her more often. I should have stuck to hyping her up instead of breaking her BF down. Today I messed up by not realizing this is a kissing emoji. I'm furious. So, I met this girl 2 months ago and we immediately went to dinner with a group of friends. She's from a different city and I found out that she's in my city for just 1 more month. I did my best to communicate with her every day, asking her about her day, what she likes, how she's feeling, etc. We met like a friendly dinner date, twice alone without other friends and spent a lot of time together and got to know about each other. The mess up, she had been using the emoji and others with me. I've always assumed they meant whistling, being drowsy, and yawning, which all made me think she's not interested in me romantically. This caused me great sadness because this was honestly the first crush in a long time after a bad breakup years ago. It was nice because I was actually interested in a person and attracted to them and developed a crush. Anyway, we tried to meet one more time before she left but the timing didn't work and so, she left my city. We've been in touch texting every now and then. She may come back next year. My friend recently showed me that these are flirty, blushing, kiss emojis and, it clicked. I am an idiot and I spent 3 weeks in pain not being able to express my crush out of fear. Obviously, she's also reduced her texting interest which I'm assuming because she thought I was not interested in her due to not flirting with emojis.